Mantras of our Lord Sri Aurobindo. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, a quieted mind, not necessarily motionless or silent, though it is good if one can have that at will, and a persistent aspiration in the heart are the two main keys of integral yoga. With always our love and blessings, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo's Savitri, Book 3, the Book of the Divine Mother, Canto 3, the House of the Spirit and the New Creation, page 361. His soul was all in front, like a great sea, flooding the mind and body with its waves. His being spread to embrace the universe, united the within and the without, to make of life a cosmic harmony, an empire of the immanent divine. Words of our Lord Sri Aurobindo, taken from the collective works of our Lord Sri Aurobindo, SABCL, book The Mother with Letters. Topic: 3 rules for remaining open to the Mother. This was written by our Lord in 1931. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, nothing is more dangerous than the influences of the physical mind, trying to build up conclusions upon outward appearances. They have 9 chances out of 10 of being false. One must learn to distrust hasty conclusions from surface appearances. Is not that the first condition of true knowledge? And learn to see and know things from within. You ask how to stop these moments? To begin with, observe 3 rules. First, keep always confidence in the Divine Mother's care and love. Trust in them and distrust every suggestion, every appearance that seems to contradict. Second, reject immediately every feeling, every impulse that makes you draw back from the Mother, from your true relation with her, from inner nearness, from a simple and straightforward confidence in her. Third, do not lay too much stress on outward signs. Your observation of them may easily mislead you. Keep yourself open to her and feel with your heart, the inner heart, not the surface vital desire, but the heart of the true emotion. There you are more likely to find her and be always near her in yourself and receive what constantly she is working to give you. If you bring somebody between you and the Mother, it is bound to give trouble. Next subtopic: direct relation with the Mother. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says the direct relation with the Divine Mother is always open to you, and it is there where you can feel it, for it is a thing of the inner being. Whenever you go deep within yourself, you find it. It has to come out and govern the outer nature and life. That is why I want you to give time for going inside and for inner progress in the sadhana. Allah Aurobindo says, do not think whether people agree with you or do not agree with you, whether you are good or bad, but think that the mother loves me and I am the mother's. If you base your life on that thought, everything will soon become easy. It is because of the thoughts about others and their badness that you feel far from the mother. All the time she is very near to you and you to her. If you take the position I told you and make it the basis of your life, the Divine Mother loves me and I am hers, the curtain would soon disappear, for it is made up of these thoughts and nothing else. It was your mistake to listen to what people say about you and attach any value to their foolish chatter. It is what the mother says that is true and matters, and not what people say. If you listen to what people say, you will lose touch with the mother's consciousness. It is because of that these thoughts have come back to you about your badness and the rest of it. Next subtopic: 2 stages of union with the Divine Mother's force. Allah Aurobindo says, the feeling that all one does is from the Divine, that all action is the Mother's, is a necessary step in experience, but one cannot remain in it, one has to go farther. Those can remain in it who do not want to change the nature, but only have to have the experience of truth behind them. Your action is according to universal nature, and in that again it is according to your individual nature, and all nature is a force put out by the Divine Mother for the action of the universe. But as things are, it is an action of the ignorance and the ego, while what we want is the action of the divine truth, unveiled and undeformed by the ignorance and the ego. So, when you feel that your actions are all done by the force, the Shakti of the Mother, that is the true experience. But the will of the Mother is that all you do should be done not by her force in nature as now, but her own direct force in the truth of her nature, the higher divine nature. So also it was correct what you thought afterwards, that unless there is this change, the experience that all you do is done by her will cannot altogether be true. So it will not be permanent till then. For if it were permanent now, it might keep you in the lower action as it does many and prevent or retard the change. What you need is a permanent experience now is that of the Divine Mother's force working in you in all things to change this ignorant consciousness and nature into her divine consciousness and nature. It is the same with the truth about the instrument. Allah Aurobindo says it is true that each thing is an instrument of the cosmic Shakti, therefore of the Divine Mother. But the aim of sadhana is to become conscious and perfect instrument instead of one that is unconscious and therefore imperfect. One can be a conscious and perfect instrument only when one is no longer acting in obedience to the ignorant push of the lower nature, but in surrender to the Divine Mother and aware of her higher force acting within oneself. So here too, your intuition was perfectly true. But all this cannot be done in a day. So you are once more right in not being anxious or uneasy. One must be vigilant but not anxious and uneasy. The Divine Mother's force will act and bring the result in its own time provided one offers all to her, aspires and is vigilant, calling and remembering her at all times, rejecting quietly all that stands in the way of the action of her transforming force. Your second view of this was more from the right angle of vision than the first. To say, it is not I who have to act, so I need not mind, is to say too much. One has to act in so far as one has to aspire, offer oneself, assent to the mother's working, reject all else, more and more surrender. All else will be done in time. There is no need for anxiety or depression or impatience. Our Lord Aurobindo says, at first one must put one's will in union with the mother's will, knowing that it is an instrument only and that it is the mother's will behind that alone can give the result. Afterwards, when one becomes conscious fully of the mother's force working within, then the personal will is replaced by the divine. There should be not only a general attitude, but each work should be offered to the Divine Mother so as to keep the attitude a living one all the time. There should be at the time of work no meditation, for that would withdraw the attention from the work, but there should be constant memory of the one to whom you offered it. This is only a first process for which you can have constantly the feeling of a calm being within, concentrated in the sense of the divine presence, while the surface mind does the work, or when you can begin to feel always that it is the Divine Mother's force that's doing the work, you are only a channel or an instrument, then in place of memory, there will have begun the automatic constant realization of yoga, the divine union in work. Everybody is in the mother, but one must become conscious of that, not of the work only, says our Lord Aurobindo. Conditions for following the mother's will. That's the next topic. Our Lord Aurobindo says the conditions for following the mother's will are to turn to her for light and truth and strength, and aspire that no other force shall influence or lead you, to make no demands or conditions in the vital, to keep a quiet mind ready to receive the truth, but not insisting in its own ideas and formations. Finally, to keep the psychic awake and in front so that you may be in constant contact and know truly what her will is. For the mind and vital can mistake other impulsions and suggestions for the divine will, but the psychic, once awakened, makes no mistake. A perfect perfection is only possible, says our Lord. A perfect perfection is only possible after supramentalization, but a relative good working is possible on the lower planes if one is in contact with the divine and careful, vigilant, and conscious in mind, vital, and body. That is a condition, besides, which is preparatory and almost indispensable for the supreme liberation, says our Lord Aurobindo. The basis of divine life. Our Lord Aurobindo says to be entirely sincere means to desire the divine truth only, to surrender yourself more and more to the Divine Mother, to reject all personal demand and desire other than this one aspiration, to offer every action in life to the divine and do it as the work given without bringing in the ego. This is the basis of the divine life. One cannot become altogether this at once. One cannot become altogether this at once, but if one aspires at all times and calls in always the aid of the divine Shakti with a true heart and straightforward will, one grows more and more into this consciousness, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. The impersonal worker. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, to be impersonal generally is not to be egocentric, not to regard things from the point of view of how they affect oneself, but to see what things are in themselves, to judge impartially, to do what is demanded by the purpose of things or by the will of mastery of things, not by one's own personal point of view or egoistic interest or ego formed idea or feeling. In work, it is to be done what is best for the work without regard to one's own prestige or convenience, not to regard the work as one's own but as the mother's, to do it according to rule, discipline, impersonal arrangement, even if conditions are not favorable, to do the best according to the conditions. The impersonal worker puts his best capacity, zeal, and industry into the work, but not his personal ambition, vanity, and passions. He has always something in view greater than his little personality, and his devotion or obedience to that dictates his conduct. It would be dangerous to take every inner prompting as if it were prompting or an initiation of action from the mother. What seems an inner prompting may come from anywhere, any force, good or bad, seeking to fulfill itself. One may have ego about the work, even if the work itself comes from the mother. The ego of the instrument is one of the things against which there must be special care in the yoga. Allah Sri Aurobindo says, when one is doing the work, usually the urge of the force that works and the preoccupation of doing it and getting it done or the pleasure of doing it are sufficient, and the mind does not think of anything else. Afterwards, the sense of I did it comes up. With some, however, the ego is active during the work itself, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo.
तदभासयत् सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम नारायणे वेदं सर्वं नारायणे वेदं सर्वम् तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु बीजममाम सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनं बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम् सिद्धिदेवेश सर्वलोकमहेश्वर प्रसीद देवेश सर्वलोकमहेश्वर प्रसीद देवेश सनातनस्त्वम् यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासयतेऽखिलम् यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो